think this is working. This is my second time with Facebook Live, so hopefully it's live. Hopefully it's working. I've been trying to figure this whole technology thing out, but anyways, welcome to day one, and this is day one of the 5-day victory challenge, and today is all about mindset. Specifically how to overcome stress and anxiety, something that I definitely know about personally. For example, when I moved to New York City 2 years ago, I was absolutely terrified. I was just paralyzed with all of this fear and all of this anxiety about being around town in New York City. I was so scared of taking a cab because I never really done that. I was terrified of being on the subway because it's it's great for transportation to get around, but it's underground, so it's kind of weird. But little by little, every day I started doing all of these different things to get out of my comfort zone, because I realized if I let that fear and all of that stress and anxiety control me, I would get very lonely in my hotel room in New York City. So I got out of my comfort zone and put away my fear of being Mindy-napped in New York City. And I did get lost a few times, but it worked out, and that helped me figure out how to get around the city. So what I'm saying with this is, the more that you are in your head about possible fears and what ifs about what could happen, the more stress and anxiety that you are causing to yourself. And the other part about this is your mind and your body are connected. So your body hears all of the messages from your mind. So for instance, the big part about this is your nervous system response. So this has to do with your hormones, which are your body's messengers in essence. So you don't want to shoot those messengers, you want to make them your friend. And the best way to do that is to understand that your brain, specifically your amygdala, a part of your brain, it doesn't know the difference between real and perceived stress. So to give you an example, real stress would be a madman is chasing you down the road and you have to run to get away from him, to escape, because you don't know what he's going to do to you. He's very angry. And perceived stress would be having a laundry list of to-dos, but not enough time to do it all, which is very, very common. But that's not real stress, because it's not real danger. So what happens is your amygdala, since it doesn't know the difference between real and perceived stress, it still senses all of that stress and anxiety from the thoughts of all of the things you have to do, and it still sends that flood of prepare for battle hormones, such as cortisol and adrenaline and epinephrine and all of these chemical messengers that tell our body what to do. So when that happens, when we have those thoughts in our mind and our brain sends the signal to our body to say, hey, we need more energy, we need more oxygen, more blood to our body, so our heart starts to pump, our body sometimes shakes, we feel a little dizzy or nauseous, or sometimes if you're really anxious, it's common to have to go to the bathroom a lot. People that are so anxious and so stuck in this worry mindset will have diarrhea from their thoughts. And so it just goes to show you that like your mind and your body are absolutely connected. And so the key to this is being able to tap into your thoughts and control your thoughts with your mindset. So like I said, the difference between, real and perceived stress, just knowing that your brain doesn't know the difference, and that you're going to be able to, now that you know that, you're like, oh, this is my brain. It's doing what it's supposed to because it doesn't know the difference. And we, as humans, have very, wild, imaginations. And so, even if we're, watching a movie, we can still get, in our head and, feel the story and the emotions. And that can also trigger those cascades of hormones. So if you're feeling anxious or stressed, also be mindful of what you're putting into your mind and what you're watching, what you're surrounding yourself with. So today, I wanted to teach you a couple things about how to do that. But first, take a minute to just realize, what are your recurring fears or stressors? What is that message that's going on in your mind every day? For me, 2 years ago, it was, I'm scared to be out and about in New York City because I'm scared I'm going to get lost and somebody's going to Mindy nap me. And it was the same message for a couple weeks. So I finally was able to realize what I was doing, what was going on in my mind, and be okay, that's not real. It could be real, but it's not real. It's just my thoughts. So for you, it's, if it's just this laundry list of to-dos, and having those come up in your mind all the time and causing you all of this perceived fear and stress, it's recognizing that and being okay, this is why I'm having all of these pains and anxieties and frustrations. And another thing with having all of these fears and all of this stress is that when your mind sends these signals to your body, it can also cause excess inflammation in your body, because your body's in this state of constant stress. And so the issue with having constant inflammation in your body is inflammation has been shown to be the root of all disease. Again, chronic inflammation in the body is the root of all disease. So if you're giving yourself all of this stress, this mental and emotional stress, that can be a huge contributor to pain in your body. So, like I said, it's so important to realize what this message is. What is your recurring fear? What is your recurring stress? And once you recognize that and recognize how your brain is responding to that, you can overcome that stress and anxiety by taking control back, because you can control your thoughts. It's a practice, it's a process. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I'll get all hopped up and get in my head, but then you realize, oh, the brain, it doesn't know the difference, but I'm smart, I know the difference, so I can control this. So the two ways that I want to teach you about how to control your anxiety and your stress. The first one is actually your breath. And I learned this in yoga teacher training. So an interesting fact is a lot of people aren't breathing correctly. Isn't that crazy? You can live and still be alive even if you're not breathing correctly. So let me teach you how. So you take one hand, put it on your chest, and then the other one, put it on your belly. And notice, like, when you're breathing, like which hand is moving. Is it your belly or is it your chest? And in most cases, it's your chest, because we're all hopped up on stress and being busy. So what you want to do is focus on breathing into your belly. So when you breathe in, your belly expands when you breathe in, and when you breathe out, your belly goes in. So breathing in, filling the belly up, and breathe out, letting the belly come in towards your spine. It's so simple, and it's crazy how relaxing just simply harnessing your breath can make you be. So belly breath, that is the one way, that's the simplest way to actually tell your brain that you're not in danger, you're not stressed, and that can send calming hormones through your body. So that's one of the biggest and easiest ways that you can control this, is just like throughout the day, if you're feeling stressed, take a breath into your belly. So expand your belly, and then let it come back in, just sending your breath there, that we are fully using your lungs in the way that they were meant to be. And then the other way that you can take control over your stress and anxiety is this little trick. It's with a mudra and a mantra. So what you have to do is just use your hands, and it's just 4 simple words. And you can do it like this, so you connect each word to each finger. So the first one is peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. So I do this on the subway a lot. I still don't love the subway, but it's the most efficient, way to do it. So this is like the perfect thing for you to do if you are about to have a meltdown, if you're feeling super stressed. Just like take a step back, and you don't have to say it out loud if you're in public, so you don't want people to think you're crazy. But you can say this in your head too. So take a deep breath. Peace begins with me. Okay, I'm seeing the comments now. Hey Carrie, how are you? Yes, peace begins with me. It's so simple, and like the act of doing that helps you get out of that story in your mind of how, oh my gosh, my day is going crazy, these kids are out of control, my dog is out of control, all of these people, all of these things, like all of these, things that go on. So by doing this, it helps us focus on this action, because we have to physically do it and mentally we have to say it. So this is the easiest way to get out of that stress story, and just take a step back. Peace begins with me. And just do that a few times until you're like, okay, I'm not gonna have a mental breakdown, because peace, it begins with me. It's not about what's going on. I can control this. I can control my thoughts, and I can control my mindset, and that can help me deal with my stress, so I can reduce the inflammation in my body. I can balance my hormones. I can reset this thing, because stress is a huge component to illness, and we can control that by dealing with it with using all of these simple tools that are available. Like I said, there's lots of ways that you can do this, but I wanted to give you 2 of the most, I would say, unrecognized tools, which is by using your breath, making sure you're breathing into your belly, not your chest, belly breath all the way, and just using your body and your mind to say this little trick. Peace begins with me. And if you're really stressed out, sometimes it's like, peace begins with me, peace begins with me. And saying that over and over just to let it sink in and take control of our thoughts and our mind. And engaging the rest and digest part of our nervous system, because that's where healing happens. If we're hopped up and stressed all the time, then our body isn't able to do what it has to do for healing. So the more we engage this calming, all this calming thoughts and this system, the more our body will be able to heal itself and to take away the pain and the inflammation. So your challenge for today is getting into that mindset of being able to control your thoughts. And hey, Thor. Thor wanted to say hi. So is being able to control your thoughts and get into that mindset of, peace begins with me, and just making sure that you're breathing correctly so you can physiologically lower your stress and anxiety. So challenge for today, breathe into your belly, and before you have that panic attack, that stress overload, that adult meltdown, peace begins with me. And just allow yourself to just breathe in and just feel that sense of calmness and relaxation, because you have control. You can control your thoughts, which in turn engage how your body responds and reacts. So try those 2 tips today and share it with the Facebook group. You can either, maybe take a picture of, yourself doing this, have your kids or a friend or someone take that, or do a video or comment your results of how that went for you. And you can increase your odds of winning the one of the $50 prizes that I'm giving away with this challenge. So thanks for joining me today. I'm so excited to be here and so happy you're here. And so I'll see you tomorrow live at 11 a.m. And P.S., this is recorded, so if you can't make the time, don't worry, it's recorded. You can watch it later. So I'll see you tomorrow for day 2 on how to boost your immunity. So thanks again. See you tomorrow.